So
We,
welcome back to podcast. What was it? Mind the Talk podcast. And here
what
we're
was it?
going to do the. I keep forgetting, but it's okay. We're gonna
How many
get used to
podcasts
it.
are you doing?
Just one.
Just one?
I mean, I have a bit of
I don't
another
believe you.
project, but it's gonna be fun. Yeah.
I
So
don't
Mind
believe
the
you.
Talk podcast, and we're going to do the weekly review as always. Here we're going to talk about our teacher's life, what has happened in the week, what was interesting, what was maybe not interesting. So I think we can start with it. Enrico, how was your week?
My week was busy as usual, but not that busy like the weeks before because my job at the foreign ministry is already over. So I had the Wednesday for preparation. But as you noticed, um, on Wednesday, even though I didn't have anything, I mean, usual work, I was busy again, and I had to cancel our podcast recording, right?
Yes, just imagine we couldn't
Yeah,
record the podcast because of
yeah,
it.
because I was super busy with
But you were,
preparation
yeah.
and actually the main um the, the the main stress factor was not the preparation, it was preparing my food. Because
Mm.
I had to go to the supermarket and I had to cook and I had to prepare my food for my next day and my next 2 days. Because again, the old story about the shokudo, about the cafeteria. This is again a low light of my last week because I went to the cafeteria and what happened? They didn't have the food I wanted to eat. Again, sold out. And this was my final decision, or I made a final decision. I don't go there anymore. It doesn't make sense if I cannot rely on it. So I had to go
So you're going
down
to
and
cook every time for yourself.
yeah, but it takes time. And this
Yeah.
causes lots of stress. And I have to cancel our podcast recordings because I have to make my broccoli and my fish and so and yeah, because it was sold out, I was rushing down to the teacher's room and I got my food. I prepared on Wednesday night and yeah, finished it already on Thursday, but actually was planned to eat on Friday. So means yeah, if you want
So
um, to eat healthy things and you want to prepare your stuff by yourself, you need to have more time. So,
so basically
so
just nothing new compared to the last week, just less stress for the preparation and more stress for the food.
right, exactly. So, but
That's
now
very
we have
sad.
Golden Week, so I have lots of time for preparing my food now.
Yes, this is the so-called golden week in Japan. We don't even know what kind of holidays we have because
Right.
that's not really important. The important thing for us is that we have a bit of break time. As you might know, in Japan, we are kind of crazy for working. I don't know why it's so dark in my room,
Yeah, you're quite dark
but
today. You're on the
yeah,
dark side
yeah, I
of
am.
life
Maybe
now.
I'm depressed, but
May I
but
can
no,
cheer you up a
like
little.
the Golden Week, it's called the Golden Week, but we don't necessarily have the whole week as a free time. How many days do you have as a free this year?
This
Is it
year
like 5 days?
it's actually not a golden week anymore. This year is more a silver week because we have to work. Yeah, I have to work even during the golden week. I have okay in my particular case I have 4 days off now. That's quite good actually. But I know from colleagues they also have to work during the golden week, and I have to teach on Friday again. So it means it's not a real golden week. And last week I had to work, yeah, every day except on Wednesday because it was a Showa no Hi, the the
Hmm.
the former the birthday of the former, not the former, the
Not the
the
former,
emperor,
earlier emperor.
the yeah,
One
the
of the
emperor,
previous emperors.
yeah, one of the previous emperors. Yeah, the one before the former one, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and yeah,
Showa, Taisho. Yeah.
and
Meiji Taiketsu Wareshi.
normally
Yeah.
we call it Golden Week because no, Showa no Hi is on the 29th of April. So, and the on second, right? Second is Kempo Kinemi. Today, right?
Don't ask
Today.
me.
Yeah, today. Today
I
is
don't even
Kempo
know.
Kinemi. Yeah, today is the day of the Japanese. No, Kyo. What is it? Let me check. Today is, yeah, as I said, Japanese also don't know. Today is Kempo Kinemi. It's
So you don't even know. Nobody knows
nobody
what's
knows.
happening.
Yeah,
Nobody knows
and
why we have
yeah, and
holidays.
Kempo means Constitution. It's the day of the Constitution, right?
Yeah.
So today is the
But if
Constitution Day.
you back to the thing, you're not really, you were having anything good about the week?
Anything good? Yeah, actually everything good. I went yesterday. I went to Tokyo for my salsa dancing. You know, I'm a salsa dancer, and after a while, I went there again and met old friends, and yeah, that's maybe the highlight of my week. Yeah, and actually, I enjoy every day the classes, and well, I like go to work.
Mhm.
Um, it's just the workload, right? Because I have to prepare and have to organize everything. Well, that's why. That's
Yeah.
why there's no point to complain.
That's
Yeah.
generally my life as well. Whenever I'm having a free time, I'm filled with all the rest of the things that I tell myself I can do it just now. And then I end up spending the whole day preparing for something, preparing for the lessons, or preparing
Mm.
for doing something for the students. And it's actually great. I really love like doing something and working with my students. But at the same time, one of my flatmates, well, housemates, told me that I should go out more. He kind of, not really scolding me, but kind of humorously told me that you should go out.
Mhm.
You're working too much, and it is true. And yeah, the last couple of days were especially crazy because one of the assignments for the university that I'm a student in, I had to, I didn't realize the date, the deadline of the assignment was the following day. I thought I have another 5 days or something. But then one of my friends
Like
posted
my
a
students.
short video. Yeah, exactly. I am also a new, normal student, apparently. So one of my friends posted a video on Instagram and she was like, final assignment done. And then I was like, hold on. Yeah, we do have an assignment coming up, but are you maybe I'm not too sure about the deadline anymore. So I go on the website for the university where we have all the information, and then I check it, and it says the 1st of May is the deadline. I was like,
Oh.
okay, that means I have to do it. So I did everything within like way less than 24 hours, but my eyes got basically dead.
Yeah, but
And
it's a
then the
very
next
efficient
day,
way, right? It's
it is. And I really hate it happens to me a lot when I take too much time on a project, then
Mm.
it goes like way too slow. And in the end, I feel like I'm not getting anywhere. It's happening with one of the articles that I'm trying to write at the moment. I have taken way too much time that I don't see the point anymore. And this is pretty troublesome. And otherwise, I prepared for another project in Hungary that I'm going to do in the summer. So a bunch of things like that. But yeah, busy week
so busy, yeah,
in
and
that sense.
extraordinarily busy because you almost forgot the deadline. But
Exactly. I mean,
yeah,
it
but
wasn't too stressful because it wasn't
mm,
like too difficult of an assignment. It's
mm,
just, yeah.
yeah, maybe yeah. But it's a yeah, it's a
But there was,
very efficient way. If you forgot, you could finish everything in 24 hours.
yeah,
If if the deadline were really I don't know, the 5th or 6th of May, you would have taken 4 days for preparation or for
Yeah.
doing that, right?
But the thing is, I
Mm.
was preparing for this is the thing about being a teacher and a student at the same time. I was preparing like a bunch of things for my class and also the summer project that I'm going to have for the last quite a few days. And that means I was sitting in front of my laptop the whole time. And I was telling to myself on Thursday, and I planned to tell myself the same thing on Friday as well, that I should take a rest now. And I'm going to do something different. I'm not going to work on a laptop on Thursday, but apparently the deadline was there and I had to work a lot more. And I was swearing a lot while working because I had to do it, but that's basically what happened. But also there were some like interesting moments in my classroom.
Okay.
In
Tell me.
yeah, in one of the teachings, you know, up to maybe around A1, A2 level, when we are doing some listening practices, it's all about like accurately understanding what's being said. And the things that are being said are generally easy to understand. Like, is he, let's say, if we're listening to a situation in a classroom, and then the question is, what language are they learning? Or maybe what subjects are they learning in the school? Is it math? Is it English? Is it, I don't know, well, what else do we have? Physics? Is it chemistry and something? And then you have to choose the right answer. So it's quite straightforward. But I feel like for B1, B2 classes, it goes to a different level. And then you have to understand specific phrasing and style of communication that happens in a language, which is not something you would be used to if you're from a different culture. I'm explaining the whole situation now. Specifically, the thing was in Japanese, we had a listening text, and we have to choose the right answer between four choices. And my students had to understand, I have to check that shortly, what exactly was it? But the thing was, um, one person was getting angry because somebody, Tanaka-san, didn't come to the party. And she was like, she told us that she's going to come, but she didn't come. That was what she said. And then the other person's reply was the question.
Mm,
So you had to choose what is he going to say. And number
mhm,
one was, probably it's not true that she's not coming at all.
mm, mm,
And number two, yeah, that's strange. That's weird. And
mhm,
then number three was, I don't think she's coming either. And I don't know if it's clear for some people, but for my students, it was, and the answer was number two. She said, she's definitely coming. Yeah, it's kind of weird. That was the communication. That was the right answer. But for my students, it was kind of difficult to understand because, yeah, it's strange. As a reply to something being said was kind of rude for them. You're supposed to be more engaged in the communication, but in this dialogue, and also typically in the Japanese communication, you're not necessarily being actively saying like, yeah, she's so weird. I don't even understand. Have you heard of anything? Blah, blah, blah. And then further analyzing the
mm.
situation.
What
But
what was
rather
it?
in
What was
Japanese communication,
option?
it's more like
What was option two
number one
again?
option was, um, I don't think that she's not coming at all,
Mm,
like something in the line.
mhm,
But it refers back to the thing that the person who was supposed to come had said, but not the person who was referring back to her. It's kind of difficult to understand
mm.
when I'm explaining like this.
And the
But
second option, the right option was, um, I don't
that's
think she's. I
strange.
don't.
That's weird.
What is it?
Yeah, that's weird.
That's the second option. But the second option
That's the second
is.
option.
What didn't you say the second option was a correct answer? No.
Yeah, that was the correct answer.
In Japan,
Yeah.
they would say that. Yeah.
Oh, I see. Okay. Something like that in the communication.
Also, because I thought maybe
Eh,
Japanese don't
yeah.
don't say it's strange or something like this. Say, well, maybe Isugashi kamoshinai ne. Maybe she's busy.
Yeah, that happens as well, but we didn't have that in choice.
Oh, okay.
And there wasn't anything in the for the choice that you could clearly see that this refers back to the communication itself. And I was like, yeah, interesting, weird. And then these kind of comments were strange for my students, so they couldn't quite understand the situation.
What what
But
what
I
did
guess
they choose? What was it? Number one? What did they choose?
number three, was it? I think so. I don't
Number
think
th
she's coming either, was number three
Ah,
choice.
okay. Hmm. And
I
it's a
think I
cultural
made the whole
difference.
thing,
Yeah.
yeah, difficult to understand if I cannot show it to you.
Hmm.
But the thing that I wanted to say is just we're trying this kind of things happens a lot in the classroom where we're not necessarily just dealing with the grammar, dealing with the style of language,
Hmm.
dealing with the understanding from the like direct understanding how to understand this. But instead, we have to talk a lot about the cultural background as well.
Hmm.
And this was pretty interesting for me. We kind of almost spent 30 minutes or so discussing about this part.
Hmm.
So it was
So,
pretty fun
where
talking.
where are your students from?
Germany.
From Germany, and they would
Yeah.
say, but it's a bit difficult. It depends on the situation, right? I don't think she's coming either. Means that they also knew that she would not come, right?
She's coming either.
You said option three is I don't. What was it? I don't think.
Yeah, I don't think she's coming either.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So it means they already knew that she won't come.
Yeah, but the thing is, the first person who spoke was
Mm,
referring to her, like the
mm,
Tanaka-san. She told us that she's gonna come 100%, but she's not coming. So the thing is, she's being angry about the whole
mm.
situation, her
Yeah,
friend
yeah.
not coming to the party that she already promised. So the reaction has to go to maybe the situation and not what Tanaka-san, who was supposed to come to the party, has said before, if that makes sense. It's very hard to explain the whole situation. But so how the communication follows after one statement and how to react to that was kind of,
It's also a kind of a logical test, or isn't it? If it's
yeah,
logical
yeah,
or
it
not.
is.
Ne? And what did your students say? Why did they choose option number three?
Option number
Be-
three.
Because they would say this something like this in the situation, or because they think it's the most logical
I
reply?
think the half part was they didn't understand the whole flow of the conversation. They didn't get
Mm,
what was being said partially. That was also part of the problem. And another thing was all of all of the replies were not so clear to them
mm,
what they specifically mean in the context. So it's more like avoiding being direct, but instead like, I don't know, saying something vaguely.
mm,
So that happens in this level. This is the preparation course for N2 level, which is about B2, C1 level
mm.
Japanese listening.
But isn't it
Yeah.
focused on kanji, this test? Because I did, I think, the Japanese proficiency test level three, I think, but like 20 years ago or something like this. Um,
It's not too
and
much focus on
yeah,
kanji.
and I went to school even for a short period of time, and they said that the next level will be two, but it's focused on kanji. And then there was like practicing kanji and kanji and kanji. Um, I don't know, but
I
it's
wouldn't
just
say
what I
there's
remember.
much focus on kanji,
Mm,
but there are a bunch of kanjis that you're supposed to be able to read. It's not going
mm,
to be checked, but on the reading part, for example, there would
mm,
be kanjis where they don't put any reading to help you
Mm.
read the whole sentence. So they expect you to have certain level of kanji or certain amount of knowledge for that. But it's not
Yeah.
really directly tested too much. Like it's maximum 4, 6, or 8 questions, and that's it from
Mm.
the whole.
Maybe everything is, maybe there is more kanji in the test. Maybe the reading tests are.
Yeah,
I don't know. I
definitely.
don't remember. It's a really long time ago. Maybe it was not 20, maybe 18 years. Very a long time ago, I did this test and I went to a school for I think for 2 or 3 months. And yeah, this was always told us, yeah, level 2 is more focused on kanji. You have to prepare the kanji. And there were so many Chinese people in my class. And I said, no, I don't have any desire to do this anymore because they already knew, right? They could
Yeah,
read, they could write, and yeah. And then I quit yeah, my class over there, or I just finished my class and I didn't book a new class because it was also too um not in my interest what they do. Yeah, that's why I didn't like the Japanese classes at all. It doesn't matter where I went. It always likes, I don't know. That's like we everybody is teaching with Mina no Nihongo.
yeah.
Yeah, this school had
I
its
don't like
own
that
book
too
actually,
much.
and it was a little bit different, but there were no deep dive conversation, and it always was something about festivals in Japan and food and yeah, and how do you live, and it was so boring,
Yeah,
and I lost my desire for learning this language anymore because I thought if I learn this kind of stuff. I don't need Japanese for doing for learning this. Huh? I mean,
I get that. I think
yeah.
thematically, if you learn a bunch of languages, you get to see different topics that are being in focus in each of the textbooks.
Yeah.
So in this language, in the European ones, it's different from the Japanese textbooks, what they tend to like thematize or take it as important. But when I'm teaching, I get that as well. Like there are a few books that are better, like for my teaching style, where I want to focus on communication and bring out students to talk more and tell their opinion when it's necessary, or as well as be able to listen and understand the people that they're talking to. I don't want like, I don't know, only cultural topics or only like this and that topics, only grammar and those. So it's also in the kind of textbook you choose, but also in the cultural background you see in any kind of textbook.
Yeah, and interestingly, um, the textbook Mina no Nihongo is a Japanese, right? From a Japanese publisher, I think.
Yeah,
It was also very grammar focused, even though Japanese grammar is not such a big deal, right? I think in Japanese, uh, I my to my experience, no? Is the difficulty is more how to use the words and the languages and which situation you use, what you say, what you did, right? Also in the situation, what would a Japanese reply? What is appropriate into this situation, and which word shall I use in this situation or in this context, but not the grammar. But this book was also grammar focused. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. This was my experience. Mm. Yeah,
yeah.
okay. So, that means is this was a highlight or more a low light or no light?
No light.
No light,
Both.
just
It's just
interesting.
difficult for me to choose because it's
Yeah,
not like low lights has highlights in it and highlights has low lights in it. That's how life works.
yeah. But just to get an idea of how you felt in this situation, or
Yeah. I
if it
mean, this
was
whole
something.
conversation was pretty interesting. I really
Hmm,
enjoyed it.
hmm.
Yeah.
And you were discussing in in German or in Japanese?
I always like adamantly speak in Japanese as if I don't speak any other languages in my classroom. Like only in the necessary moments I use the different languages, but otherwise I do everything fully in
And they were
Japanese at
able
all.
to discuss in Japanese with you.
Yeah, yeah,
Wow, wow, wow.
they are.
They're quite a high
I mean,
level,
it's
right?
not always really easy for them. It
Mm,
depends. Like for some students, even within B2 level classroom,
mm,
some students are more competent in communicating fluently. Some people
mm,
are not really, but like still they can somehow express what they think,
mm,
even if it's just one sentence, two sentences that they can say.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, good, good, good. That's impressive that they can discuss in Japanese, even though, I mean, even though, no, because actually, because I think it's not so easy to discuss in Japanese, right? Because Japanese don't discuss so much, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's the cultural aspect. But I feel
Yeah.
like in every level that I teach, like people tend to think that you have to reach a certain level to be able to discuss and talk to people. But I don't really think it that way. Like the kind of vocabulary that you use or the length of the sentence, the accuracy to what you're actually thinking compared to what you're saying is different, depending on the level. But in the end, I think you still can have a bit of conversation on different topics,
Mm.
even if you're A2 level or higher levels. So
Yeah,
my
sure.
part of the job
Yeah.
is like
Mm,
bringing them to feel confident enough in joining the
mm,
conversation. And I'm always open to make the language I use a bit more simple so that they can understand,
mm,
but
mm,
just keep it the language that we're learning and not the different one that they already speak their
mm.
native language also.
Maybe it was also easy because they they are Germans. Germans, they love discussing, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah, maybe.
maybe it would be more difficult even with Japanese. Even if there were Japanese natives in the class, maybe only the
Yeah,
Germans would talk all the time.
exactly. Exactly. So
That's a good
I guess that's,
experiment, yeah. Yeah.
yeah, it was pretty nice. So communication experiment is what I really
Mm.
love to do all the time in the classroom. I
I have
guess,
another thing
yeah.
I came up to my mind last week. I had I don't know, is this a highlight or lowlight? Um, at universities in general in Japan, most of Japanese yeah, universities, like I said in other episodes, they have to do German language for a certain amount of semesters. For example, they have to do it at least 1 year or 3 semesters or 4 semesters, right? And at yeah, some universities have a real curriculum with a kind of progression in learning the language. And I have a student in one class. It's a very beginner class, and he is already in his third year, means he's in the fifth semester right now, and he is doing the beginner class. And I found out in the class that he has done it already twice and is his third time doing this beginner class. So means he failed twice in this class, and he told me that he wants to yeah pass the course this year. And I said, yes, let's let's finally pass this class. But he said it's a little bit strange because he already passed the next level and the level after next level.
Oh no.
So he already passed A12 and A21 class and has to repeat as the third time A11 level. And this
But why does it have to repeat that part?
because he hasn't got the time, the credits
And
so
he
far
needs
for this.
that.
And he needs this. You
Oh,
need this credit to finish or to go forward. And that's why he had to repeat all the time the A11 class. And I was asking myself, what kind of strange system is this? He already passed A2, A1, 2, and A2, 1 level, means that the formal level, but he has to repeat A11 because he failed twice. And another question is, if he passed the other classes, why didn't he pass the A11 class a second time?
Hmm.
There's I was where's a failure in the system that a student who had already passed A1 2 and A2 1 um, has to repeat A1 1 again and the whole semester. I mean, this is also a kind of
Yeah,
demotivating, isn't it? You know,
it is.
and it's also a kind of embarrassing if the other students find out you are already a student in the third year and you're doing A11 again. Yeah,
Yeah, that's
it was a
strange.
kind of, I felt a little pity for him because, yeah, of course, I'm quite sure he will pass this class. Yeah, so, and yeah, this is kind of, maybe it's a strange system. Yeah, it's
Yeah, it
like,
is. I thought
yeah,
it doesn't really matter what happened to the previous classes, like lower level classes, as long as you pass the higher level. At least that's what I'm
yeah,
used to in
yeah.
my uni.
I mean, that something must be wrong. Whether he got the credits for the next level and the level after next level, even though he wasn't on that level, maybe no, or
Hmm.
um, the second time he did A11, there was something strange. Maybe he didn't come to class. Maybe the reason. Maybe he just didn't
Mm.
attend the classes, and that's why he failed.
Oh yeah.
This could be,
That's
but it's
that's
just,
really different.
anyway.
Yeah.
I think it's a kind of strange system. In this case, why don't they let them do the tests, no? For the A11 level and not forcing him to do the whole semester again,
Hmm.
the third time, the third time. I mean,
Interesting.
yeah, interesting. Eh? So that's,
Yeah.
I don't know, is this a highlight or a low light or what is it? Yeah.
No, but the attendancy thing sounds very Japanese. I haven't seen, like, officially some
Mm,
universities do check the attendance of
mm,
the students, but like the Irish uni that I've been, they check it officially, but it doesn't really matter for the grade. So
mm,
eventually, like, you get to realize, like, as as long as you
but
do the
yeah,
test, it
yeah,
doesn't matter too
yeah,
much. I mean, I went to pretty much most of the classes, but some students give it once in a while. And in
yeah.
Germany, they definitely didn't care. They never ever checked it.
Yeah, because
So it
you're
was
adult.
100% just exam.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And actually, I think also studying is a little bit different in Japan. When I studied in the US, it was the opposite of a Japanese way. Ne? It was in Japan, it's more like a lesson. You learn in class. But
Hmm.
in the US, it was the opposite. You had to learn to study by yourself at home. I had to read books. And the class was not for learning this stuff, it was just for going deeper into it or to clarify questions the students had during their self-study. It if I hadn't read the chapters for this class, if I hadn't prepared, I couldn't have followed the class actually. So means the
Hmm.
main studying was at home, not in class. And
Yeah.
in Japan, it feels as far as I can, yeah, evaluate, but it looks like they learn more in class, and at home it's just for memorizing and preparing for the tests or doing the assignments. Um, yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know, but this is my impression. Yeah,
Yeah. I think we can
and
definitely talk way longer about this, but I think we
Yeah.
need to stop somewhere. I'd love to talk
Yeah,
about
right.
the Japanese education system as well, from
Yeah,
my
we can do a
experience,
deep
from your
dive
experience.
to this. Yeah, we can do a deep dive. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I think for now we have also have already have
Yeah.
enough
Mm,
stuff,
Once
right?
again, very long time. We always try
Yeah,
to aim for 15 minutes for
37
this
minutes.
corner.
My gosh.
We never seem to manage.
Mm.
But then let's just stop there.
Okay, good.
Okay. So, yeah, I hope you enjoyed it, and please like, subscribe, and write some comments. What are we going to ask people this time? What was your
This
school
time,
experience or
yeah, but it's too,
university?
but a little bit too long for a comment, right? Um,
I mean, you could write shortly as well.
or just write something nice into the comment section. Some, just write, Enrico, I like your orange hair or something like this. If you haven't noticed, yeah, my I dyed my hair, but yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Okay, please write, how do
Cool.
you like my hair color?
Okay. Then
Okay.
that was it for the day, and see you next time. Goodbye.
All right.